In today's episode of Value in My Toy Collection, we're going to value some Hey Arnold figures and some Winnie the Pooh toys. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection. And then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Value in My Toy Collection and value some toys. Let's jump right in and start valuing some toys. First we have this Arnold and Gerald figure set, and they're worth about $14. And next up, we have a little plump version of Hey Arnold from Kid Robot, and that's worth about $12. Then we have a Helga figure from a Happy Meal toy with a basketball, worth about $6. And then we have a loose Hey Arnold figure. He's worth about $5. All right, we have a Ren and Stimpy set. They're not Hey Arnold, but they're from Nickelodeon, and they're worth about $15 for this set. All right, next up, we have a vintage Hey Arnold plush. And it's probably worth about $15. And we have a vintage Helga plush, also worth about $15. And then we have this deluxe figure set, and it's worth $33. I looked it up on eBay. I always take the lowest price on eBay when I look up items. All right, next we have this Gerald keychain. It's pretty old. It was 98 cents, but now it's worth about $20. And let's see what else I can pull down here. Here we have a bobblehead of Hey Arnold still in the box. It's worth $25 now. I think that came from Five Below a couple years ago, so it really increased in value. All right, next we have a VHS tape of Hey Arnold, and it's worth about $6. And then we have back here hidden a Ginger VHS tape. And I'm going to say it's worth $20, but on eBay it was like $80 and $100. It must be super rare. Figure on the card is worth about $6, and then the one in the box here is worth about $15. And then we have this giant Hey Arnold plush on a stand worth $40. Right, well, moving on to our Winnie the Pooh, we have that puzzle worth about $15, and this wall art worth about $16. And then we have these little keychains. I think these were Happy Meal toys, and they're worth about $6 each. They're not that valuable, but they're cute. Have this Winnie the Pooh watch. It's vintage. It's worth about $12. Kind of hard to open one-handed, but it's cute. I don't even know where it came from. Have a Fisher-Price little person Tigger, worth about $5. And we have Roo, the little kangaroo figure. He's worth about $6. And then we have a Winnie the Pooh figure. He is worth about $6. And then a big Roo kangaroo worth about $6. This Winnie the Pooh figure with Tigger on top of him with Piglet hanging from the tail worth $15. This one with the telescope's worth about $6. And then the little yellow rabbit figure is worth about $6. And Piglet, he's worth about $5 by himself. Another Winnie the Pooh figure. This one's worth about $5. And then we have the Winnie the Pooh with a question mark on his shirt. He's worth about $8. And then we have the little girl and her dog. This is Darby and Buster, and they're worth $15 for the set out of their package. We have a Tigger with a question mark on his shirt, and he's worth about $8. I thought this was Winnie the Pooh at first, but this is Ted E-Bear from 1983. It's a little figurine. He's worth $18. And then we have a little plush Winnie the Pooh worth about $4. He doesn't have a tag or anything. And then we have a Piglet plush, and he's worth about $8. And then we have the Winnie the Pooh jewelry box, and it's worth about $15. Let's see what else we can find. We have a Winnie the Pooh figure still in the box, and it's worth about $12. And then we have the Christopher Robin figure still in the package, and it's worth about $20. We've got this Tomfoolery's game card worth about $1. It was just thrown in the wrong stat, but got that in Texas when we went to that theme park hotel. It's pretty cool. This fancy Eeyore mantle clock that's worth about $25. I think I got that at a garage sale. I can't remember. Got this really cute Winnie the Pooh playhouse. It's got a couple figures inside, and it looks like it has all its pieces. So in this condition, it's probably worth about $40. And then this is what the back of it looks like. Tigger and Roo little figure set on clearance at Walmart for $1, and it's now worth $30. And there were like 3 different figures to this set. And then this one is one of those. This is the Darby and Buster, and still in the package. It's worth $30. And then Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, they are worth $30 as well. It's Graduate Pooh plush. It's worth about $10. And then we have this vintage Tigger. He looks like he's from the late 60s, maybe early 70s, and he's worth about $20. And then we have this really cool ceramic Easter basket from Winnie the Pooh, and it's worth about $23. On the back, you can see where it is official Disney merchandise. All right, next up we have this round plastic display of deluxe figures, and it's worth about $25. I think we got that at one of the Disney stores before they went out of business. All right, next up we have this framed stamp, and it's worth about $15. The stamp is worth about $10, and then being framed up, I said about $15. It could be worth $20, but we'll say $15. And then we have another little frame picture that fell over. This one's Piglet hugging Winnie the Pooh, also worth about $15 because it's professionally framed. All right, then we have this vintage pinball machine of Winnie the Pooh, and it's worth about $30. And Winnie the Pooh, but I think it fell back behind all my Winnie the Pooh stuff, and it's a 15-pack of socks. Like an assortment of socks, all in Nickelodeon characters. It was probably worth about $25. I didn't even remember having it. It was just been hidden for so many years. All right, then we have this really cool vintage Winnie the Pooh lamp with all the balloons, and it's worth about $70. It's one of our most valuable pieces in our Winnie the Pooh. Now, these aren't Winnie the Pooh, but I had them close to it. They're little plush alligators that have people on their shirt instead of people having the alligators on their shirt. And this big one's worth about $15. It's more like a carnival quality, but then this one is more like quality department store. It's got a little stain on it, but I got to wash it off. And he's also worth about $15. But I think these are the cutest little characters. Well, in our previous 420 videos of value in my toy collection, our total was $1,040,110. Now, when we add this video with all of our Hey Arnold stuff and our Winnie the Pooh merchandise, we can add another $889 to our overall grand total. So that means for episode 421 of Value in My Toy Collection, our overall grand total now is $1,040,999. I'm so excited I finally have $1 million toy collection. I did a lot of videos to get to this total. And I'm really not a millionaire, though. I've just been saving toys all my life, going to thrift stores and garage sales, flea markets, toy stores, and looking online. It's just accumulated to this big old total. Maybe you can call me a toyonaire. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth because it's just been sitting on shelves for years and years collecting dust. I'm also putting all the toys on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi, so check that out too. And if you like our channel, please subscribe because it certainly helps us grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.